What's going on, guys? This is Eddie, aka Layla, along with...
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Brandon. I don't have an AKA, so...
Welcome to our first episode of Crossfade Kitchen, where we will be showing you guys how to cook some easy dishes that you guys can cook along at home, infused with some THC, also with...
We're gonna also do some alcohol. What's gonna happen every single episode, I'm gonna make a drink that'll complement his dish. Not only will it be the greatest thing you've ever seen, but we're gonna show you how to do it at home as well.
Alright guys, let's get shit started. Alright guys, so what we're doing right now is a little bit of decarboxylation, which we're doing it with a pot right now. What we did pretty much, we put an eighth into a mason jar, and then we put cold water to begin with. You don't want to add hot water, because if you add hot water and it starts boiling, you might just explode that glass. So what we do is with cold water, we bring it up to a boil, and then after that we leave it simmering for 90 minutes. And we'll check on 90 minutes, see how it goes. Alright guys, so what I ended up grabbing to make tonight's fajitas, I ended up grabbing one white onion. I grabbed a pretty large onion, you know, because can't go wrong with a large onion. I'd rather have more than less. And I also grabbed 2 green bell peppers and 2 red. You guys can use whatever bell peppers you guys want. You guys don't have to use this. Sometimes, you know, I like to add mushrooms on mine too. But yeah, you know, we're just gonna slice all the vegetables. You guys be careful at home with your knife cutting skills. I've been cooking for a couple years now, so this is really easy for me. And yeah, let's just get started, you know. Let's just start slicing some vegetables. That's it, bro. So it's already been 90 minutes. So what we pretty much did, I don't know if you guys remember, but we used cold water and a pot, a mason jar. You do not want to overfill it with, you know, enough water to cover up the mason jar. Just enough for it, you know, to be boiling it, bringing it up to a boiling point. And once you bring it up to a boiling point, you bring it down to a simmer for 90 minutes. Now it's done for 90 minutes. You leave it cooling down for 30 more minutes. I know, right? Long process, 2 hours. But guess what? We've been drinking and smoking. But this is how you guys, you know, if you guys could smell it through the camera, it just smells so good right now. So fresh. It's like if Bath Body Beyond had a candle, it would be this. So our next process that we're doing is we're doing infused oil, THC. So pretty much what I did, I grabbed the last 2 grams, 2.5 of weed that we had left, and I used 12 ounces of extra virgin olive oil. So we're pretty much, what we're doing right here, you don't want to cook the wheat, if it makes sense. You just want to kind of like, you know, leave it, you know, a little kind of simmer heat type, and just kind of like cook the flavors, but not really cook the wheat, if it makes sense. And once we're all done with this, we're gonna give it maybe like 5-10 more minutes. We're gonna strain the oil, and then we're gonna squeeze everything that we can from the leaf, and then the oil is what we're gonna be using for our chicken and our vegetables for the fajitas. Alright guys, so we've been having this wheat inside the oil already for like what, maybe like 30-45 minutes, and we kept the flame at a low heat, you know, and now we're gonna strain it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna strain it, and then we're gonna pretty much just milk those leaves are inside, so we can get every THC that we can. And that way our oil can be as potent as possible. Alright guys, so what we're going to start with, we're going to start off with cooking off the chicken first. This is the sweet oil that we had earlier. It's not actually sweet, it's extra virgin olive oil that we infused earlier with some marijuana. Here's our chicken, which is seasoned with a little bit of salt, pepper. We're just going to season one side. And then once we lay it down on our saute, which you got to make sure it's, you know, it's really hot. Obviously you can tell how hot it is just by looking at it, you know, boiling. We're gonna add some more pepper to the other side of the chicken. Some salt. Alright, and we're gonna let the oil do its magic. Alright guys, so as you guys can see by the edges of the chicken, it's already starting to get some color. So we're gonna flip it over. Careful, make sure it doesn't splash. Alright, we got our chicken going. We got our chicken already cooked. What we're gonna do next, we're gonna add our fajita mix, which is green bell peppers, red bell peppers, and white sliced onion. Yeah. And we use the same oil that we cooked the chicken on. Yeah, get that sizzle, baby. Alright, we're gonna add some pepper, of course. Some salt. And we're just gonna let the oil do its job, you know. Crank the vegetables down a bit. Crank it up a bit. You guys start smelling like the vegetables, you know, little smokies coming out. It smells pretty good, pretty fresh. Alright. So when we got that going, we're gonna add a little bit of lime juice. I like to add lime juice on my fajitas. I know a lot of people like to add sweet chipotle on them. I don't add any chipotle on mine, but I feel like they taste way better than any fajitas you guys have tasted before. Get all that. Oh yeah. Alright, relax. Last but not least, we're gonna add a little bit of Cholula sauce. Just to give it a little kick. Alright guys, so we got our vegetables already kind of shrunken, you know, just like I said we wanted them. I don't know if you guys remember earlier, but they were taking the whole space of the saucepan, saute pan. So now what we're going to do, we're going to add the chicken in it. I'm just going to throw some slices in them, you know. Careful, you guys don't want to cut yourself, and if you do, make sure you guys have some band-aids at home, first aid kit, you know. There we go. Look at that juicy ass chicken. Okay, so how we're gonna eat this fajitas today? We're just gonna make tacos. We got some flour tortillas, and we're just gonna pretty much plate this up on top. Few sauces, make sure you get some of that, you know, flavor that's all in there. We have our tortilla. Make sure it gets, you know, some good protein in there. If you guys are vegan, you guys are more than welcome to just make a taco with this fajita mix. You guys don't really have to add chicken. But since I'm not a vegan person, you know, fuck this chicken. And here we go, guys. We have our fajita chicken tacos infused with some THC.
Alright, so one of the biggest recipes to pretty much any drink out there is simple syrup. There's multiple recipes out there. I've worked at a lot of different bars. One of my favorite ones that I like, though, it is a little bit on the caloric side, but it's a 2-to-1 rich simple syrup. So what it is essentially 2 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar, hence a 2-to-1 rich simple syrup. Typically speaking, a lot of different places I've seen it is 1-to-1 ratio. So what you're going to do is the water is already boiling. I did turn it down, but it's already at a boiling point. And you're just going to pour it in and, you know, stir. As you can see right now, it's very murky. It's very murky up there, so I don't want to drop it. It's a little heavy, but it's very murky. You can see it's not fully diluted. Now we're going to give this about 20 seconds, not even that. You know, I could talk about the benefits of marijuana, I could talk about a lot of stuff, and I know it's spinning, but we're just going to not talk about anything because boom, it's already done. That's how fast it is. Not that hard. So you can see it's completely clear. Now what we're going to do is, we don't have a scale, so we eyed this out, being the stoners that we are. We have a little bit of weed. Just a little bit, look at that. Beautiful, crystallized shit. Fucking awesome. Now all we're gonna do is dump that baby right on it. We're just gonna stir it. When Eddie had activated the bubbles, or activated the THC I should say, I always think of the bubbles as the crystals, but when it was activated, it essentially brought the crystals to life. So when we're bringing this to this boiler point, it's actually diluting inside of it, and it's essentially making this simple syrup a THC extract simple syrup. So this is how it should look. It's beautiful, it's clear. You see a little bit of the green in it. It's got a green texture, but it's got that clear, sugary flavor that we want for a simple syrup. And you can see the THC in that is just fucking immaculate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna strain it. I don't have the proper strainer, so I do apologize for those who are watching if this is butchered. We're just gonna pour this bad boy right in. Boom. And essentially you want to strain it for that good old green. It's immaculate. So now what we're going to do, you're going to take some type of device, whatever you want to use, whether it's a blender, whether it's a press, whatever you feel truly comfortable with. You want to essentially put it in here. For me personally, this is the way I'm going to do it. Take a nice little spoonful of that, throw that right underneath. You really want to scrape it for all the crystals. You want to get every little bit of that because that's where the good stuff's at. Once you have that in, I'm just going to press that last little bit of THC out. You can see it's not much, but at the same time, that's pure crystals that's coming out. That's pure THC that's really going to give you that effect. Alright, so there's multiple ways to make a margarita. Personally, I have my own recipe. I worked at a lot of different bars. A lot of them make it differently. Some use orange juice, some use triple sec. I've even seen some use pineapple. I don't play that. I like to go with the traditional route. Typically 1.5 ounces of tequila. Now this said, you see what label I am pouring? This is going to change every week, regardless if it's vodka, gin, rum, or tequila. Every week we will be doing something unique and different to add to the experience. But to the recipe, you want to do 1.5 ounces of tequila. Nothing too crazy. 0.75 ounces of triple sec, or you can use Grand Marnier if you want to go bougie on this. But I'm a little broke, so there ain't no bougie and broke. There's bad and bougie, but it ain't broke. So this is where I come in. So a lot of people, they'll buy concentrated stuff that has this sugary content that will really give you this immense hangover. And that's why I hate when people say, oh, I don't like tequila. I had a hangover and Jose Cuervo. It's because of all the sugars. This is where I do it more naturally. So I've already taken the liberty of pre-cutting some limes. You're going to take 2 halves. So essentially 1 full lime. You're going to squeeze on and make sure you get all the juice. Nothing too crazy. This one's a little bad of a press, so I will use 2 for those who don't know, to really force that pressure down in it. And so you're really getting all the juice. Once you get all the juice, this is where I'm going to come in a little bit differently. So when I was shopping for groceries today, I figured out like I should do something different. I realized kiwi. You really don't see too many kiwi margaritas, and earlier I tried one and it was something from heaven. So I'm going to stick a full kiwi in here, just squeeze it, get that nice juicy glucose out. You really want to get that flavor. As you can see, it's completely smushed. I mean, if you're weird, you can eat smushy stuff. Not going to judge you too much. Just squeeze that in. Once that's squeezed in, this is where the best part comes in. Here's where the fun comes in. Use 0.75 ounces of simple syrup. Drop that baby in. pretty like. Woo! I'm gonna try to test this out. Pretty damn good.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. This will be it for today's video. As you guys can see, we already have our tacos made out of chicken and fajita mix.
Fucking amazing.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah. That's the money, baby.
Alright guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and please comment what would you guys like to see us cook, and also what beverages would you like us to make in the next episodes. Thanks for watching.
Have a good one.